久しぶりだな、麦わら。
What's up, everyone? We are here today with the first round of the Galaxy Gaming Store Regionals. We have Rob Lucci taking on Boa Hancock for us here. It looks like Boa is on the play and Rob Lucci is on the draw. And now it looks like our Boa Hancock did not open up a searcher on turn 1, but Lucci did open up stage. We're going to see Boa poke 5 here. I would imagine the other 3 Don is for a blocker Doflamingo to be able to stack the deck. I think that would be the ideal turn here, not opening up a searcher. And so on the 5 swing, we're going to see the Lucci counter out Helmeppo, setting up a potential Moria later. But yeah, so we do see the Doflamingo SP here being dropped, but unfortunately we did see Boa bottom deck the 5. And now we're going to see Lucci tap stage, making the Doflamingo a 1 cost, milling 2. It looks like it's a 6 cost Brook and a 3 cost Brook. He's going to take the 5 from Lucci, playing down the Rebecca, and then playing the Brook off of the Rebecca to pop the Dofi blocker. I would imagine Bo is going to swing into the Brook here, but you're going to block that as Lucci with the Rebecca, saving Brook for this matchup, because leader plus stage plus Brook makes any of the 4-cost warlords a 0 cost, which enables the Brook KO effect. But we do see Boa here play down the Jinbei with Croc, showing us that they do not have Weevil in hand. And then on 6 Don here, may see another 6-cost Brook, knowing that the Lucci plays it in his deck, or potentially a Kaku. One other good play here would be to poke 5 with leader, tap stage, and then attach 1 to Brook to be able to KO the Crocodile, and then play 5 for a Sabo to be able to cycle hand to set up Moria on the following turn. We do see Rebecca and Helmeppo already in trash, and then with the 5 swing here, we do see him mill Lucci, which is pretty fortunate if he does have a Moria for the following turn. And then, so we are going to see, that sequencing where he's poking 5 with Brook. So now he's going to play a 5 cost. So yeah, Salvo makes the most sense here. And now you have an opportunity to pitch cards to set up Moria if you have it in hand, which it looks like he may have one in hand. So he does pitch the Spandine here. So now he has all of the pieces for the combo in the grave. Not quite sure he has enough CP cards in the grave outside of that up to this point. I do see a 2K Kaku, but he may need to pitch another CP card. And then potentially hope he gets another one off of the 5 next turn, or just counter out of his swing with 1. But we do see the 2K Khalifa here. So now we know he has 2 CP cards in trash needed for the Moria combo, so just 1 more, which you will likely get either on a counter for a swing or a mill. But we're going to see Boa here swing 6 into, it looks like swinging into life, ignoring the Brook, playing the 6-cost Boa, stunning the Brook, so not going to get that additional cost reduction here. Now, depending on what's in the Moria's hand here, if you're able to get another CP card engraved, the Moria would be able to clear the Boa. Now that the Lucci has fanned out his hand here, we're able to see that he does not, in fact, have the Moria. It looks like he has 2 Tempest Kicks, a Spandine, a Lucci, a Suru, and an Isho. So you may see a Tempest Kick if he has 10 cards in trash up to this point after the leader mill, which I would imagine he would, plus a Lucci. So that's 5 Don, giving us 3 Don to work with. You may see either here 3 6s, trying to poke at Jinbei to get cards out of hand and clear it, or potentially just a 7 at Jinbei to see if you can get 2 cards out of hand, and then follow that up with a 5, and if needed, a 6. Or just start poking at life, but I imagine you're going to go for the board clear here. We're seeing Lucci here debate if he wants to swing a base 5, but it looks like he's going to swing a 6 into the Jinbei, milling a Moria and a Tempest Kick. giving the cost reduction to the Boa, making it a 5. And we know with the Tempest Kick that brings it down to a 2, so it doesn't even need a tap stage. And Boa is just going to let the Jinbei go on the first 6 swing here. So yeah, you're going to see Sabo going in for a 7 potentially. Maybe even an 8 unless you want to poke 5 with Brook as well. But we're going to see him tap stage here, bringing Boa down to a 3 cost. And then we are going to see Sabo go in for the 8, so that means he's going to leave the Brook standing this turn. Tempest Kick for the draw. And Boa did take the 8K swing, not wanting to give 2 cards, or at least 2 cards. And then we are going to see the Lucci here. Bottom decking a Moria, a Tempest Kick, and a 6 cost Brook. Passing it back to Boa. So Boa's going to draw for turn. Go up to, I believe, 9 Don at this point, if I'm not mistaken. And so we're going to see him quickly tap 7. That tells me Gravity Blade's coming down, getting rid of the Lucci and the Sabo. And then you may just see a 7K here at life if he doesn't have a Searcher. Lucci is going to take that, going down to 3 life. Moving into 10 Don here, with Boa not having established a board, Lucci's free to do pretty much whatever it wants. And with Boa having 6 cards in hand, he just drops the Isho here. Able to grab a red rock, it looks like, and a Dofi blocker. Now, with Boa down to 4 cards in hand and not having a board to speak of, I would imagine you're just going to see a 5K swing here, and then a 6K swing to follow it up, poking at life. So we're going to see a counter out of the 5K swing, and then we're going to see him drop a 2K to go down on the 6K swing. So Boa is able to remain at 2 life here, but does go down to 2 cards in hand, going up to 3 on the draw. And then we see him quickly tap 6, so he did have another red rock, or either drew into another red rock. Bottom decking the Isho, able to draw off of the removal from Boa's leader effect. And then you could go in for the board clear on the Brook here. Swinging 5, a Brook. Yeah, you're going to save that with a 2K counter. And then Boa choosing to pass turn. I think that may have been a bit of a misplay. If you're not going to use the remaining 4 Don, you might as well invest it into the leader swing to make sure that the Brook is cleared. You're at a low hand size, and he's going to be able to pressure life if he so chooses. Honestly, as the Lucci player here, I think it may make sense to swing pretty heavy at life, try and force him down to 0, make him play defensively. Okay, but he's just going to swing 5 with Brook here. We're going to see a counter from a Jinbei going down to 2 cards in hand. Then we're going to see a 7 from Lucci, milling 2. So with 2 cards in hand, he's definitely going to take that, going down to 1 life. Playing a Spandine here. 2 bottom 3 CP cards. Potentially playing the Lucci for tempo, or a Khalifa to cycle. So he's playing the Khalifa here to cycle 2 cards, pitching the stage from hand, and then potentially deciding on another one. I think the Helmeppo probably makes the most sense, unless he wants to keep reduction in hand. But we know he does have the Suru, if I'm not mistaken. And most of what Boa plays you can deal with the 2 cost reduction if needed. Honestly, you don't even really need it. You have the stage and leader. Most of anything he'll play down would be a 4 cost or lower. So we're going to see a 5 here. He's going to counter out with the Suru and then play the draw Kaido, and then pass it back to the Lucci player, who, still being at 3 life with only 1 character plus the leader swing on board, could pretty safely pressure lethal this turn with the 4 swings. Or if you have the Tempest Kick in hand plus any sort of removal, it looks like he does have Moria, so Tempest Kick plus Moria would be able to remove the Kaido. Because you have the 3 from the leader and stage, then you have the 3 from the Tempest Kick, which is a -6, making it a 4 cost. So Suru or Helmeppo would enable the Lucci. That is the most conservative play in the situation. The fact that he has tapped stage already and is looking through his trash is telling me that he's going to take the Moria route as opposed to pressuring lethal. Just making sure he has that set up. So he's tapping 1 for the Tempest Kick, giving the -3. So that's currently at a 5 cost. With the play only taking 9 Dawn with the Tempest Kick and Moria, you do have 1 to attach to one of your 4K bodies to poke 5. He chooses to poke 5 with Khalifa, and you're going to counter out of that, not letting him go all in with the Lucci swing. So he also counters out of the Lucci swing, not letting him go all in with Brook. And then you're going to tap 8 for the Moria, with the Moria likely summoning, it looks like, the Rebecca and Helmeppo. And you'll summon the Spandine off of the Rebecca, and then the Lucci off of the Spandine. So at the end of this turn, the board is going to end up being Brook, Rebecca, Moria, Lucci, and likely a Spandine, or rather a Khalifa as a 4K body. And then I think at this point, the Lucci is just too far ahead, so the Boa is just going to scoop it up. That's going to be the end of round 1. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe.